chaps, glossy brews, we're like, here we go. I'm the broken baker, chat's coming in slow. Lawyers pace, jury sits, the room hums alive. Leaning forward, screens glowing, this is where we thrive. This stream from roll real, chat's the heartbeat, loud and clear. Trials come and go, but we stay near. Crimes up, crimes down, you're always here. Drops, lawyer jumps, tension spikes, we freeze frame, the jaw drop, chats and lower yikes. Not mocking the mess, just sharing the rush. Even silence feels like a crush. We read this stream from roll real, chats the heartbeat, loud and clear. Trials come and go, but we stay near. Crimes up, crimes down, you're always here. So grab your mug, don't be late, the baker's life will set it straight.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are, and maybe Friday. And welcome to Memphis, where we apparently start at 9:30, not at 9, as the Germans say, 9. And we cut it off yesterday because it was impossible to hear anything. So I found this news report that is laying out what happened.
Who's accused of killing Danielle Hoyle and their newborn baby Kennedy. WREG's Raven Copeland has been covering the trial all week long and joins us live from 201 Poplar tonight. And Raven, investigators say Isabelle incriminated himself.
Yeah, that's right, Stephanie and Greg. Brandon Isabelle's police interrogation was recorded. On video, he admitted to shooting and killing Danielle Hoyle and throwing their 2-day-old baby Kennedy in the Mississippi River. Day 3 of Brandon Isabelle's trial included testimony from Lieutenant Charles Winbush, who questioned him on February 2nd, 2022. Lieutenant Winbush testified that Isabelle was questioned because he was the last person known to see Danielle Hoyle and their newborn baby Kennedy.
He knew that Danielle Hoyle was missing, and that's what we were talking about. He told us that he met with her at a MAPCO on Brooks, and that they didn't exchange words. He gave her some baby clothes for their 2-day-old baby, and he left and went home. He said after that he texted her, and I've never heard from her again, so he got worried about where she was, and he was constantly trying to reach out to her, but he was never getting an answer. He also said that family members of Danielle sent him some texts where they was trying to find out where he was.
During the interrogation, detectives told Isabelle that his story and timeline were not adding up.
Did you kill Danielle? So then tell me what happened.
Isabelle then made a shocking confession. Lieutenant Winbush testified that Hoyle's cause of death had never been mentioned to Isabelle. As the interrogation went on, detectives pressed Isabelle about the whereabouts of their 2-day-old daughter, Kennedy. He initially told police that he left the baby in her car seat near the Mud Island ramp, but when investigators searched the area, there were no signs of the car seat or baby Kennedy. Now, Isabelle later admitted to police that he threw his newborn baby Kennedy in the Mississippi River. Earlier today, investigators testified and they said that they never found that baby's body. Now, WREG will continue to cover this trial. It continues tomorrow.
So just like us, they couldn't hear anything yesterday. And they claimed that this is what what he was saying. I can't hear it. I went back to the part where they claimed it was said that he did it. I can't hear anything. But apparently they must be able to hear it better in the courtroom. I couldn't, but that's probably on me. And thank you all for joining me this morning for my Baker at Night, my band show. And thank you so much to Jemima for being so nice and photocopy or PDF copy everything. The Town Bicycle was absolutely going cray over yesterday on the Twit. If you need to see insanity, please go back and watch my show from last night, this morning, wherever you are in the world. If you're Inspire, this afternoon. The baby body has never ever been found. They found a small baby hat right next to where he said he left the car seat. The car seat has been recovered at a different location. Apparently, according to Cathy Russo, who had a transcript of the testimony, we couldn't hear anything. It was just roar, 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 roar. But according to the transcript, he says, I took her by the leg and tossed her in the water. The baby has never been found, and the weapon he used on his baby mama has never been found. Hey, Miami. Happy Friday as well. Yes. So as I told everyone, remember to say thank you, Jemima. Mucho tango. How many hours of sleep did I get? I got 4 hours and 55 minutes. So that is fresh. And I did chest today and 45 minutes of retro dance cardio. So I was on the Cougar Club this morning. Hey, Line. But yeah, now we're just waiting that they are getting ready to go. 6 minutes till they are supposed to be live. They haven't been that good at it. Yeah, 4 hours and 55 minutes. That's a lot. So my chest is swell, not your arms. Well, if you go on my Twitch, you will see I did tries, because you do chest and tries, back and buys. So I did tries today as well. That's the back side of the arm. So as I said, on Fridays we do chest, because if you want a thick mommy treating your chin like a fish taco holder, your tries better be effing swole. I was on the club last night, just not the Cougar one. Oh yeah, I was in. I never been in a Spaces before on X. I came in. Someone said, "Oh, have you heard they are talking about something?" I went into the Spaces. Can I be honest? It kind of sounded like high school. Everyone was fighting each other, so I went in and lightened the mood and talked a little bit about docking and watching double fisting and stuff like that you do when you're a soldier. And it apparently changed the mood in the room completely. You're welcome. Did you miss anything? Yeah, you missed that I just did. You better be effing swole. How many times did you run into Good Logic? Haven't seen him around in the Cougar Club. Middle school. Yeah, probably middle school. No, they don't care about that. They just want the triceps to be the good old horseshoe. And by the way, if you want to watch how to really get swole at the gym, Good Logic has put out a squat video. So you can learn how to squat. I might have again, look at this temple of a man. I'm not the one to critique anyone, but I might have a few pointers that I would point out so he's not going to hurt himself at the gym, because let's just say his form is like watching lefty play computer or a monkey effing a football. It's kind of the same form they have. Well, I hope you do it with good form, core stability, and not looking like you're about to fall backwards. Yes, that was from when Baby Baker was down here. I had it to so his screaming wouldn't be too loud in here. Hey, Jackie, how are you doing? But I think he did. Did he say he did 248 or something like that? That's okay. I can't squat. I have a bad back. So, but again, at least put on a soft belt so you know to remember to tighten up your core. He looked very wobbly. Don't lift heavy if you don't have technique. It's way better to go easy and then, well, not go easy, but better to make reps instead of weight, because squatting isn't good for you if you hurt yourself. And a lot of people will go heavy with deadlift and squats, and then they won't do them again for 3 months because they hurt their back. Yes, but that was when me and Val had that tete-a-tete in Tennessee. Hey, Jemima, I was just giving you praise, so don't go back. Because just like Marissa, you get funny when you get praise. You think, oh, I'm the shizzles. Sometimes you got to learn things the right way, the hard way, right, ladies? Yeah. It's just some of the basic mistakes that you make because you want to make that video for the YouTubes. So you overload the bar and you tight grip it because you've learned that you have to pull in your scapula. But then you put your chin down, which will arc your back, which will put extra stress on your disc, potentially herniating them. That's why take one of the licorices off on each side, get in, drag it into your back, keep your head up, and then go down so you don't bend your back and hurt your back. It doesn't have to be heavy, it just have to be good. And high squatting is absolutely okay if you don't have the mobility in your knees. It's good for your buttocks and your thighs, which are the biggest muscle group you have in your body. So working them to exhaustion is really good if you want to lose weight because it'll give you a longer burn. I don't know what it's called in English, but it'll be better for you. But if you just go in there and you do 3 like this, then you'll most likely you don't have the core strength to support it, and you will hurt your back. And that's not why you want to go to the gym. You want to go to the gym to be better. I hurt my back 2 weeks ago doing calf raises because I underloaded the bar, so it bounced on my back. So that was my mistake. So I've done everything. I pulled abs. When I was going to Rome last year, I pulled something in my leg, and yeah, I do a lot of dumb shit. So listen to me. I probably did it wrong more times than you. I mean, how much are we squatting here? That we have spare 45 plates. I can't squat. I have a bad back. I think my best squat ever is 440. That's my best squat ever. But that's because I can't take the compression on my spine. So I can't squat for shit. And I don't squat. The only time I put a bar on my back is when I do standing calf raises in the Smith machine because I can't overload a sitting calf raise machine. And I think it's different from person. It's all about, but I feel when I'm doing sitting, I get a wider calf. And when I do them standing, I get a little more definition because it's a longer stretch. So I don't do heavy squat. I don't do heavy deadlift because I can't do it with my back. I do rack pulls sometimes, and my rack pull isn't even. I think I max out my rack pull is probably 220 kilos. So that's how much? 460 or something. That's my maximum. I can't do it anymore. My back is fucked. So I'll normally just do rack pulls and speed pull them at 200 pounds. So it's nothing. It raises your metabolism. Squats are really good because it hits, but it's also a very, very core. It's very, very necessary that you have the perfect technique so you tighten up your core and you get everything locked in so you don't hurt your spine. So if you don't have that, if you have a hack squat machine, or you can do leg presses where you're more protected, do that. Squats are great if you have the technique. Don't overload squats until you have perfect technique. Always start easy and then work up instead of thinking. It's the same. My knees have been fucked the last 2 years. Every time I feel okay, now they're back. Now I can go heavy again, and I get up to 800 pounds, and it's not good. So I have to realize I'm getting older as well, so I can't push as much as I could back in the day. But still, you can also, instead of doing the heavy stuff, do the slow stuff. 3 seconds down, 3 seconds up. Your ass will be screaming, and it'll give you all the ass that you think your donkey kicks, if you're a lady, is going to give you. Won't do that. Do some slow burn hack squats or leg presses, and your ass will feel like you're 25 again. I wonder if someone could fire the interrogation interview and run it through decent sound software. It's probably better in the courtroom. Remember, we have it through speakers and then back through a microphone, so it's probably distorted as hell. Yeah, but that's the thing. If you do it at 50 pounds and you have full control, a squat is amazing. My problem is I need weight because I'm so big and fat. I need weight to help me go down. If I just do it with the bar, it's nothing. I have way too much power in my legs. So I need at least I need at least 45s on both sides just to start. And then my spine, when I got much higher than that, my spine can't handle it. I would just rotate 50, 20, 10, 10 times 5, 10, 10, 8, 6, 4, but I would never do the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 for squats. F that. I would go in, do the 50% 15 reps, 60% 12 reps, 70, 80% 10 rep, and then 3 reps at max if you want to max it, just so you know so your muscles know how much, and then I'll do my working sets. But this, you could clearly see that he doesn't have the stability, and when your hips move this way, it's really bad for you. Your hip flexors are not supposed to do that. So again, it's better to work right instead of working heavy. Yeah, sure, life. It's good in every way. My knees was effed since the 12th grade because hockey overdevelops one side of your quads. And as a kid, it would pull my kneecap over to one side and the things would get pinches. I had the same when I played football, real football, not American weirdness. I had loose kneecaps, so it'll hurt my knees. It would hurt my knees to play football. So, but that's why I did a lot of the leg extensions to try and tighten up my muscles to keep my knee stable. Yeah, if you're doing squats, that's another thing I would criticize with Kurt's video, because he's doing high squats and it's so unstable. Put the safety way higher. So if you need to bail, you'll bail. He had his safety at around his knees, And if you have to bail and it has to be around the knees, there's a big chance if you toss it backwards, and again, walk out the right way. Don't do it for the camera, do it for the exercise. If you have to toss it and it hits and then it bounces, you can get really hurt. So, yeah. Good morning, Laurie. Lucy, you won't be doing any Garth Brooks moves then, huh? Well, my kneecaps isn't. Now I'm old and calcified. Yeah, but I know you, Lefty, you like that nothing takes more than 3 seconds. The rest of us do like that you have to perform for a bit longer. So that's why you like hand egg and I like soccer, because you do 3 seconds, I do 45 minutes. Then I take 15-minute break and I'm ready again. I'm not like you. Oh, commercial break. I have to get a guy in here to do the next. Then I'll be back in 2-3 plays and give me some oxygen. Yes, go look up Kurt's video. It's very, very not recommended to train the way he trains in that video. 2 sets is all you need as long as you go to failure both sets instead of predetermined number. Well, it depends what your goal is, because you should. There's a big discussion. You have the bodybuilder set is 3 times 12, but I always do 8s because that's how I learned it. No, the number, not the disease. I learned 8 was the best muscle builder, but it doesn't matter as long as when you're finishing. And I do 3 sets of everything, but as long as when you're done with your last rep on your last set and you're done, it doesn't matter if you do 3, 5s, 8, 10, 12, 15, 20s. It's just old school. Strongmen will do 3 reps, 6 reps. Bodybuilders are 10, 12 reps. And I trained with some old guys and they always said 8 reps. Whatever works. Just get moving. That's the most important. Yes, uncivil law. Oh, not good logic. Yeah, uncivil law. Sorry, I said, yeah, not good logic. To quote Elmo, 8 is great. No, Lefty, go look him up on Twitch. He has a video, and I'm no master in anything, but it's not safe what he's doing. It's actually really, really unsafe. Most important thing is consistency on a daily basis. Yes, and never hit the same muscle group 2 days in a row. That's also really important because that'll destroy your exercise. That's why when you go regularly, you'll either do a 2 split or 3 split. You don't do full body every time because your muscles can't come back. Normally, they'll say rest them 48 hours between your specific, because of course when you're doing triceps you will use your biceps, but you're not focusing biceps. But yeah, can you, well, I won't say daily basis, but can you just start out doing it once a week and then you can go up to twice a week? That video showed up on my X today. The legs, the shoes, the hole in the crotch. I didn't see the hole in the crotch. The weird face movements, no spotter. Yeah, and oh, another thing. Never ever squat in running shoes. The bottom is unstable, and if you're lifting heavy, get a flat pair of shoes. You don't have to have deadlifting shoes. 2 seconds. I love this is training with the baker. This is my regular shoe. It's just an Adidas Ortho Light. Sounds fancy. It's their low tier. I like it. Good springy bottom. I can use it for cardio. I can use it for training. Doesn't hurt my feet. But when I train legs, I have this. This is an indoor football. If you play football, real football, this is what you would use. The bottom is way harder. It's not as spongy as the other one. So when you put the extra weight on it, it doesn't shift. Because if you use this and put pressure on, you can shift the sole on it. You can't do that. You can also, as someone said, lift in Chuck Taylors. I hate Chuck Taylors, but if you have the foot for it, a lot of old school bodybuilders will lift in Chuck Taylors. Well, he's unsafe. That's for sure. You don't wear shoes. You're from Georgia. I hate people who train barefoot. We have a guy who do it in the. I do the retro dance. You do that that's on it. I don't know. We would call it like a dance hall, maybe. I don't know. But before that, there's one of those stretchy classes, and he's one of those hippies from the '60s. So he's always walking around in his nasty bare feet, and I just can't have it. So a room where so many people are, and they are on the floor and they're up, and you go around with your nasty feet. Yeah, get a life. Yeah, because he bends his neck, and your back will follow your head. So he should have been doing the twisted into it so he could keep upright. Skater shoes are good shoes for lifting, I'm told. Yes, because they have a flat bottom as well. It's to give you a flat platform to work from. Yeah, a lot of people like wearing Chucks. I never liked wearing Chucks. I have a pair of Tinselate Chucks for winter, but I don't like wearing them for working out. Because of my bad back, there's not enough give in it. No, it's one of those stretch classes. It's not a yoga class. There is yoga in there as well. If you're some goofy F that has never done this stuff before, I wouldn't load up and go all in. Everyone starts with the bar. Lefty, you just looked at it. Is it 248 or something? The last one, he's about, if you look at it between the second and the third, he's about to flip it backwards, and then he goes back and tries to recover it. Just the thing that he doesn't do the between sets shows me he's not stable enough to lift those amounts of weights. I couldn't do this amount of weight because my spine can't handle it. So it's not the weight I'm shitting on. It's just the chasing that weight when you don't have the basics. And one of the first things you have to learn when you do squats is do the because you need a tight diaphragm to keep your everything in place. Yeah, Chucks are bad for ankles as well. That's why I use this one. It's a pretty decent. I like Adidas. It's for wide feet, and the other one is Puma, but it's almost the same. I can't use Nike. They're too small. Used to love spinning and pound class. I bet you love pound class. Giggity. I watched You Baker at Night from last night and found it to be wildly hilarious. I'm hooked on the soap opera. I'm hooked on the soap opera as well. Apparently, today or tomorrow, there will be a new Lindsay Gattani video. Yes, I will be covering it. Because Krusty is in full panic mode, on Twitch trying to say, "Oh no, I didn't do nothing." He doesn't have to. Well, you can be. I'm a fat guy. I have plenty of core strength. My problem isn't that I don't have abs. It's I have a lot of fat outside on my abs. So I'm just a fat guy, but I have very, very decent core strength. You need to have that when you lift heavy, but he just doesn't have. You can see his hips moving this way, and you should never do that when you're squatting. Puma is a great. I really like. Well, I like Adidas for their cheap start of the line because the sole is really good. Puma isn't that great, but then you go to the next tier and they are really good. Do some Pilates. I used to do something called body something. That was a lot of Pilates and calisthenics moved in together. Pretty good, and you got a lot of stretching. Hey, FD Food Fairy. Well, isn't a cougar a puma? Or is it a mountain lion? I don't know. You Yanks always make new names for everything. Yeah, and as Arnold said, 6-packs are made in the kitchen. They're not made in the gym. No matter how many crunches you do, you won't get a 6-pack unless you have a low body fat, and then you can get it. So the only people I've seen with 6-packs who are big guys is strongmen, but that's because they're on so much HGH that yeah, they're big. Yeah, I am a very handsome man encapsulated in a very fat guy. Yeah, and you have fat guy strength, but you also have fat guy weakness. And if you're that big, you kind of need to be strong. And I would love to go to the gym with him and see how it works out. A puma is a cougar is a mountain lion, so it is the same. Well, I didn't bring out the bedroom eyes. I just had 5 hours of sleep before I started, so I was just probably tired. But you're trans lesbian trapped in a man's body because you only date men, right? And why are we now? We are 20 minutes late. Nothing has happened. Oh, Shannon. Oh, you're nice. I like it when you lie. Oh, he does 6. What the hell? He does 6 reps. And we have nothing else to do. I'm going to mute it so I don't get in trouble. First of all, you can already see when he's going in, his body is not aligned. But he's getting under it. Oh, I didn't see that. He has the pussy pad on. Oh, not even Lefty uses a pussy pad. Oh, did you notice that, Lefty? There's the pussy pad. Notice when he takes the load. Yes, that's what I said. He's hunched over. when you try to force this amount up, you duck down and keep your back straight and then pushes with your legs. You don't straighten up your back. You can clearly see he's compressed in his spine. And when he walks out, notice how it dips. His hips shouldn't be doing that. At this point, he should step out, take a wide stand like he's doing. Some people will say you should face your feet forward. Some say out. I have no opinion about that. But he's also too far left in the rack, and he's the wrong way around. And his safety bars are way too low for the squat depth he's going to hit. But at this point, he should be, you can see his elbows is flared forward. He should be pulling the bar, tightening his back, so you pull your arms kind of like you want to bend the bar over your back. All of this is to keep a strong upper body, keep your core aligned. And he's kind of walking around, letting the bar do the job. When he had that kinking in his back, that's when he should stop, go back, reset, start over. You can see it's starting to dip on one side, and he can't keep his back straight. He's hurting his spine while he's doing this. And you can see, whoopty, now I'm beginning to fall backwards. I don't have the strength to this amount of weight, but I really want to look good for people on the Twit Sweat. And his hips are way too mobile. 5. And this is why you don't do the gym bro thing where you do your training for the camera, because he couldn't find the safety bars to go back in. The easy way is just go back into till it says clink, because you had to dip down before. So just go back to it says clink, and then you set it down. But that exercise he was just doing there is commonly known as herniated discs. Well, he has the safety bars on, so he doesn't need a spotter, because he can just drop it. But because he's working out with his back to this side, if he just drops it backwards, it'll hit the uprights and bounce off, and then potentially take his legs out, and he will fall back down. And he should at least pull the safeties up 2 or 3 holes, because he's not going that deep. There's a lot of room, and you don't want the bar to bounce when you have to drop it. Ja, vi har også pumaer. Vi har hverken bjergløver eller cougar. He looks like his spine is made of rubber and a broom handle. The problem is, if you saw, he was constantly trying to equalize in his hips, but you have a lot of pressure going that way, and then you're doing this. Do you think that your spine is really happy that, well, I can do it this way, that it's being compressed that way, and at the same time you're trying to steer it in your hips? It's for disaster. Yeah, face the mirror, because a really good thing if you start squatting is look yourself in the eyes, because again, your chin will determine where your back goes. If you do this, you will bend your spine. If you do this and look yourself in the eyes while you're going down, ladies, or Zach, you will keep your spine aligned. Just keep his feet pointed outward. Is that normal? Not an exercise. Well, when you're big, your feet will automatically turn outward. But if you see those Walmart people, when they waddle, their feet is turned outwards. That's actually one of the things where you can see you're beginning to lose a lot of weight is when your feet become more forward facing again. It's because you have so much fat on your inner thighs. Some people like a wider stance for stability. They feel more stable instead of having your feet here. It's the same when you're doing leg press. Some people will do it like this. I think it's bad. It'll hurt your knees. But hey, it also depends on your biomechanicals. And just getting to the gym is a good thing. But I'm just sad that when he goes to the gym, he's going to hurt himself, which will keep him away from the gym. So if I was him, I know he spent a lot of money on dating coaches and all of that stuff. Maybe instead get a good personal trainer. Don't take them because of their body. I learned a lot going to a strongman gym because they are big guys, and when you're a big guy, you need to learn how to do certain exercises because machinery in the gym might not be for your size. I think like the chest press machine, I don't fit really well in it. It hurts my shoulders like shit. So I had to learn how to do the same in the cable tower and stuff. It's just those small things. If I was him, I would get a guy who can be with you by 8 sessions with him, because 8 sessions, then it becomes a routine. And buy a big ugly dude. Don't go for flashy, because you're not gonna be Arnold Schwarzenegger. Our size, the best we can do is we can get down to dad bod size. But that's fine. That's okay. We are 40 plus. I'm 27, but some people are 40 plus. It's okay that you're a little flabby. You're not going to be Arnold because you're not. So find someone who knows how it is to have a big body that you need to move, who's not thinking about how you get the highest peak on your bicep. That's not important. What's important is consistency and working out without injuring yourself. Injuries at a certain age will ruin way more than just going 10% lighter. Have your wife been putting air bubbles into your IV again? You also tried to lift something a bit too heavy at some point and felt that wobble. Normally, you'll learn from that and never do it again. Yeah. If you're wobbling, take 10% off. It doesn't matter. You don't get a bigger peen. Well, some people have the outward what. Maybe it's a man thing, but yeah. Use the squat machine if you're going to do squats. Yeah, the Smith machine. Yeah, especially when you're new to it. Squats are great for you, but free weight squats, you need so much technique. You can easier cheat in the Smith machine. But first of all, the first thing he has to do, fucking turn to the camera, look yourself in the eyes while you're going up and down so your spine isn't hunched over. MG, he had a show this morning, so he's probably sleeping. Bench is easier, no clips. Get in a spotter, brother. Just give it the old left-right dump. I don't go heavy because I have a really weak chest. So my best is I can put like 60 kilos on the bar or something like that. So that's 80 total. That's 160. I know that's not that impressive, but I suicide gripped them as well. So I could probably do 2 plates on each side if I had a spotter, but because I work out at this hour where it's mostly semi-old ladies, I don't really want to say, hey, you want to come over and spot, because I'm not seeing them upright rowing 2 plates on each side. I tried to swing the bar across my front one time. I'm lucky I still have a peen. Yeah. What suicide grip? You don't put. I'm breaking in 55 minutes for that meeting. So we
have transcripts for the witness?
There's 2 of them. The shorter one is the second clip.
And then there's a third clip for the third case.
Then there'll be a third one.
I don't do hands. But a suicide grip is just where you don't wrap your thumb around. You just lift it with your thumb down. That's a suicide grip because it can fall off and hit you in the face. I just don't like locking my wrist. So that's why I do suicide. I don't think I can say suicide on YouTube. Yeah, technique first and then free weights. And then free weights and then heavy weights. It's just when you put your thumb around and you have to go down, it just. I've always had crappy wrists, so that's why as long as I'm low down, I just do self-deletion grip. In case you get demonetized for that question, well, it's probably again, just you all have you already paid more than I'm going to make in ad revenue on this one. But thank you, Jemima.
Judge, juries enter the courtroom.
Apparently 2 more videos. So, but she's breaking for a meeting in 55 minutes. So I don't know if we're ending the day in 55 minutes or whatever. She said she was going to have something to do at 12:30. So I don't know what's going on today.
Good morning. Y'all ready for lunch? We're gonna get started. There will be a little bit of a break in our action this morning because I have a previous commitment at 11 o'clock. So we are going to work until we can't anymore. It's my understanding that some of you are interested in the weekend football. It's been relayed, duly noted, and I'm gonna do everything I can to make certain you watch full football. All right, we're back on Lieutenant.
Are they sequestered, or why is she? Yesterday she said they were getting dinner and some weekend football. What football is on in Tennessee at 11? Lefty, what's she talking about? Come on over to the island. I just need a head count. I'll get some outfits, Kool-Aid, and then we can all go night swimming. Brandon, I will be there as soon as I can get a plane ticket. And Jamie will be there to pick up the Beagle.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, Judge. All right, Lieutenant, just a few questions here to kind of set us back up. We finished with foot 3 yesterday, correct?
Correct.
We're getting ready to do foot 4. There is a transcript of foot 4, the longer one that everyone has. Then there's also a shorter transcript, correct? That's below it. That would be
But she said she had a break at 11, and some of you are interested in weekend football, and I'm gonna make sure you're gonna see some of it. So are we breaking at 11? Are we coming back? And I don't, I don't understand any of this.
Clip 5. We'll go right into that one.
Isn't that in Tejas?
This clip 4.
I saw Friday Night
starts
Lights the
off,
other day. Never seen it before. That's not that good.
After you guys got back from the river, is that correct?
Yes.
This clip, and just before we go, I'll just play it through here, but is there a new version of what happened to Danielle in this lecture? Is the version revised a little bit?
Yes, he did mention that the shooting was accidental at this point.
Okay. The first version of shooting Danielle was why?
Because he didn't want the baby.
Okay. Then we'll start.
Do some soul searching, Brandon. Do some soul searching. You ready to talk to us? We're waiting. We're waiting. Talk to me, man. Okay, let's do that. You gotta speak up. Talk to us. You say you do what? Oh, yeah, but yeah. Okay. The one you love to plan is something that has been heat on move, I guess. Well, it's crying. And that's something behind told him I want to do it like that. Maybe I was talking. Something happened again. Just let me show you.
I have the Canyonero Simpson song, and I have probably had it since 2005, and I still have it. Thank you very much.
Okay. Never mind, take to do it. Okay, where did you put the baby? That's what I want to know. Pushed it. I'm gonna tell how I go all the way down. Come on, brute force all the way down. When I push it, because I didn't see what the baby was. I threw the blood out, took off, I slipped. I let that go. So that blood on me. I got back in the car. My father cried, going right down the street. Till I got in front of me. So you pushed the baby, you slid the baby. How close was she to the water when you pushed it? You want to look at how close she was to the water? I was going to say how close she was because I was trying to leave you. I was trying to do what I was planning on doing. Okay, when you pushed her, what was the car seat at? She was there. Okay, she was inside the car seat. Strapped in, she was sleeping, right? Okay.
When he says she's inside the car seat, you know what?
That she wasn't in the car.
Did you set the car seat down and push it? How would you push it? With your hands or with your feet? Push it like that? Okay. And it slid. You remember it was slide? Huh? I remember it was slide and very good. Okay, I'll do it. So you don't know how close she was? Brandon. You know what you did, man. I know what you did. You know what you did. It's obvious, bro. It's obvious. Let me explain something to you, okay? And I'm gonna put this in a way for you to understand, okay? Right now, your future depends on how people are gonna see you from here on out, right? That's not true. And I'm explaining to you, okay? Let me explain something to you. Listen to me, Brandon, okay? Let me explain this to you, okay? Have you gone out drinking, like to the club, stuff like that before? Have you been out before? Okay, but you've been out. You've been around people like in the crowd or something, right? Okay. Let me explain to you this, okay? And this is how this works when it comes to people seeing you, okay? You see this ball right here, right? Now, let's say that you're holding this ball, and you got your favorite drink in there, right? You stand in the crowd. Now, somebody bumps into you and knocks their drink down, right? Now, there's one or two things that can happen. The guy who knocks their drink down, he can say, damn, my bad, man. I was having a bad day. I was having a bad moment. I'm sorry I knocked this drink out of your hand. I know it's your favorite drink. I fucked up, my bad, right? Or that same guy can bump into you and say, man, I really can give two fucks about your fucking drink and I don't fucking care. Fuck you have that drink and keep walking, right? Which one of those people look the worst? The one that tell you go fuck yourself. I don't care about your fucking drink, right? Now, I'm gonna ask you something. Which one of those people you think you look like right now? Now, with that being said, keep that in mind, Brandon. You already told us everything else. You understand what I'm telling you? Just tell us the truth about the baby. Just tell us what you did. You threw her in the room? Okay, did you watch her go into the water? Brandon. It was a slightly hard push. Brandon, let me tell you something, okay? You had to walk over rocks to get down to the water city, didn't you? I think I was back through the force. I didn't walk all the way to the city. Let me tell you something, Brandon. Those rocks are boulders. You have to navigate through those on the wall. Ain't shit sliding down that. Now, you can tell me several times that you slid down there. Physically impossible. But physically impossible. That Chelsea. It's physically impossible to slide down there. Now, do you want to be the fucking dickhead that knocks a motherfucking drink down and say, you know what, fuck you in that drink. I'm gonna keep fucking pushing. Or you want to be the guy that say, hey, I fucked up, I had a bad fucking day, my bad, brother, let me get you another fucking drink. I'm sorry. You want to be the fuck you guy? You want to be like, fuck you, this and that? Okay, so you want to be the one that's, hey, my bad, I apologize. I knocked your drink down, I fucked up. That was my bad. Well, this is your opportunity. This is your opportunity, Brandon. Did you put her in the water, Brandon? I didn't place her in the water. How did she get into the water? She was along with the line. She was by the water. She wasn't. But you slid it right on the water. Let me reenact. I'm gonna say, did you navigate the rocks? Okay, so you got her close enough to the water, right? That you got her close enough that if you push, just a little push, she was gonna go in. Is that what you're saying? So you pushed her in the water. She was placed along there with the line. She was Brandon. And she was touching the water until you did what? Brandon, there's sand right there. You ain't sliding shit right there. Listen to what I'm telling you. So you put it in the and I walk over here right there on the river, like, you know, do it now. Which is bullshit, bro. I mean, they said that Brandon water. Brandon. Then it happened. The river ain't rose that much in a couple hours. Yeah. Anyway, now, I'm gonna tell you right now, what you tell me right now, you telling me that you did it, but you're being a dickhole about it. You understand what I'm saying? It's already out. You already told us that you did it. Don't be a fucking asshole about it. What would you do?
What?
Did you place her in the water, Brandon? Did you place her in the water? Brandon, did you place her in the water? Brandon, I'm being anything down that there. You want to know one thing about that park? My father used to take me to that park, and we used to run our dog down there. Over the last, I do too. Have all my life. I got my contact lenses right now. Swear to God. I give you. You started off with a lie, right? You started off lying. So you don't want to just look like a complete liar. So you want to make us feel like part of what you told us is the truth. But none of what you told us is the truth. You have started telling the truth. Complete the circle, Brandon. Complete it. 99% of the truth is still what? No, 99% of the truth? Still a lie. Right, so 1% is a lie. The truth is the truth, and there's got to be 100%. If you leave out one portion, you're lying. How did she get in the water? How did she get in the water? How did she get in? Who goes in the water? You put her in the water. Okay.
Okay, this is where, if we go by Cathy Russo's reading of the testimony, who did you put her in the water? And he shakes his head. Listen, this is where he supposed to tell them that he did it.
Did you put her in the water or did you toss her into the water? You tossed her into the water. Did she float away or did she sink? So let me ask you a question. Did she come out of that seat? So you threw her in the water. Huh? Yes, sir. You threw her in the water. So you don't know where she or the seat went, do you? How far into the water did you throw her? It didn't go as far as it did. But as far as you.
Did you clarify that for us? You said how far did she go in the water? The question was, or how far in the water did you throw her? Was the question?
He said it wasn't far. It didn't go as far as the gun.
Okay.
Was she still in her car seat when she hit the water? She came out, right? Okay. Did you hear the water splash, Brandon? When you threw her? Brandon, you threw her in the water. I didn't need it. I didn't know you threw her in the water. How do you know you threw her in the water? I don't know if I actually threw her in the water. I'm telling you this right now. I'm probably the only motherfucker that's not going to be an asshole to you. I'm just gonna be fucking real with you. And you treat me like a fucking asshole. Don't do that, bro. Did you hear that lady in the water? But you threw her into the water.
How is this man not flying over the table and beating this expletive to death right now? I like the other officer. He just had to go out. He didn't hear her hit the water. Yes, that's what I heard as well. Yeah, the other cop had to leave. I want to do bad things to this guy. It's your own flesh and blood, and you're just sitting there, just sitting there. You're done. Let's just get the jury into the back room, and I don't know what they have argued. They said it was unconstitutional. He signed his Miranda rights. We saw him sign his Miranda. Well, I'm glad that the audio is better today, so we got to hear that. Whee.
Did you see her fall away? Sit there. Hang on something, okay? You need some right now? You said you want some water, man. You still want it? Okay.
But the norm, if anyone goes to ask if they want water and okay, that clip ends with he says.
Yeah.
Or does he say that he accidentally shoots them? Or changes to accidentally shoot them?
They say he accidentally shot her. Maybe her or something.
And then with respect to Baby Kennedy, he says what?
He said he threw her in the car seat in the water. She came out of the car seat.
Okay, we're gonna start
Look, can you pull over Danielle? After you left her, after you shot her, did you change clothes? Where'd you change clothes at? Well, I'm gonna take my jacket off and change shoes. Where is your jacket, no shoes at? The shoes, I think, are the trunk. So the jacket's at home? Where's home? Which place? In Cordova? What address? Where'd you put the jacket? Hanging there, but you want crawling in the bottom. What's it look like? Black and gray? Half black, half gray. Okay. So, and that's what you had on when you shot her? Huh? Why'd you take the jacket and the shoes off? So you just want them to change? What kind of shoes did you have on? Okay. And you put them where?
he says, what about the,
Is this before or after? Look at her house.
I'm sorry, could you repeat that for us?
He said he changed his jacket and his Adidas slide.
And where did he put the slides?
Slides was in the trunk of his car.
He only shot her twice. You know, the first one is a whoopsie, then the second one is a uh-oh. 3 would have been excessive. Come on now. They will already do that. They color people when they arrive in prison to see what they're in for. This guy will be known when he arrives in prison what he has done. But again, all of that prison justice, I think it's more of a myth than a reality. Because people don't get handled. Adam Montgomery is doing absolutely fine in his prison.
that's when you would retain. Because I don't have the time on that one with the time, so this white shirt, if you had it on under that shirt. Yeah, I would have definitely. You left in that, so you changed everything. I just took the jacket off and changed shoes. I took the jacket off. So that white shirt you had on under the jacket, when they would see that on. Okay, so, but you had the jacket zipped all the way up. Right? Hello? I get it. Okay. So the jacket hanging up in your closet. Did you tell anybody what you did? Okay, when them folks start threatening you, your mama asked you a question, right?
I want to clarify something. That's obviously a typo in the transcript there. That's you speaking and not Brandon Isabelle, correct?
Correct. She said, why? What did you tell her? You told her that. Is your mom at home right now? Huh? Does she work from home? She works from home, so it's a good chance she's at home. Alright, what's up? What's up? You say what's up? Okay.
Okay, and that concludes the fifth, and you have one more talk with him, is that correct?
Correct.
Instead, if we could distribute the last transcript.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, if you will take your documents and pass them down, we will give you a brand new set for the sixth and final clip, I believe.
Yeah, probably didn't offer him anything, but why didn't
Sixth and final clip.
his defense should have gone with a plea, because they would then have worked with them. They don't have to offer. The defense can go to them and try and get a plea. They would rather do that than waste all of this money doing this. He's going to go to prison for life anyway, so I don't know what they could have sweetened the pot with, but they could have saved Tennessee a couple of millions on this case if he just pled guilty and took life in prison or something.
Jumping down a little bit, sorry. Everybody ready?
It's because it's the audio is mic'd in to try and catch the audio from the video. That's why the video is so loud and their talking is so bad. Yeah,
What are we looking at here?
and all of that. Well, they would never offer him a plea. If the defense went to them and said, "Hey guys, we looked at it, we talked to him. Can we do 25 to life?" Just dangle that possibility of parole in front of him. We know he's not going to get it. Save us time, save you time. Come on. They would have said, sure thing.
What we've done is taken his clothes and put them in a Tyvek suit.
And that is that Sergeant Carlisle?
Yep.
Yeah.
Crime scene, I believe what crime scene.
Okay. And that's you standing in the doorway?
Yeah, that's Sergeant Amos, also in the room.
And this begins the last conversation you have with him, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
But they could still dangle the 25 to life in front of him. What's happening? The feed got stuck. Hello. We have bad connection. Well, we heard the most important part. He confessed that he tossed the daughter into the water and he pew-pewed his girlfriend by accident, of course. At this point, I don't know why we are still going. I'll just rest and say, hey, can we just get it in front of the jury? Can you make him slap the defendant? No, sadly, Dave, as a lawyer, you should know that it's not allowed. I have been advocating that we should be allowed to put on shock collars on defendants and then pay to the court feed, and every donation would give the same amount of seconds of shock. Of course, after they are found guilty. Come on now. Innocent until proven guilty and all that. But let's say to pay for trials for half an hour after they are found guilty, you can super chat $2, 2 seconds, $10, 10 seconds, just to keep the running costs low. I'm just spitballing. When I move to America and become governor, I think I would suggest that, just to save the taxpayer some money, you know. There was no death penalty at that time in Tennessee. They just reinstated it, so they couldn't do it. Dunk tank kind of thing, yes, but just with a taser. They've always had the DP. They just resumed the actual punishment this year. Yeah, but you couldn't convict someone to DP either. They were trying some case. I can't remember what. When I'm governor, make it illegal for all women to wear tops. Dave, you don't want that, because just go to the nearest topless beach and it's always the ones you don't want to see. Then imagine, no, go to your nearest Walmart and look at the first 3 women in the Rascals, and then come back and see if you really want that proposal. You don't want that. When you are saying that, you're thinking, oh, I saw this lady yesterday and she was nice. But it's always the ones you don't want to see. It was under an official moratorium. They wouldn't have been able, if it was under an official moratorium, they wouldn't have been able to charge it. I think it was the same we were discussing in the Carly Gregg case. Well, I'm pretty sure I would never get elected in Illinois. You know what you said. Yeah.
And why was that again? Why go through this? No, but you did it for a reason. What is the reason? I know the act itself is stupid. But what is the reason you committed this stupid act? No, you want to think it too fast? Tell me the truth. You didn't want the child. You didn't want the child, but that's why I was wanting it. No, it ain't no either. It's either or. It ain't the same thing. Either you want to pull the trigger or you don't want to pull the trigger. His kids growing up out here every day. When one of the parents left, he don't give a fuck about that child. Don't call the child, don't do shit for the child. And then the other parent, so through with their parents, they don't even put them on child support part of the time. They be like, fuck it, I don't need you. Me and my child will do just fine. If you don't want to be here, fuck you, go.
This is a good Christian channel.
But this is the solution that you come up with? Because you wouldn't have an abortion?
Thank you, Holly Mac, for gifting 5 memberships to Jenny Jen, Cheryl G, Texas Mom 2, Ketchup, and J May. And Dave, can we all give Baker $2? Don't do that. That's thank you. It's appreciated, but don't do that. Spend $2 on pixie sticks. I don't like pixie sticks.
All right, so
Did it fuck up again? Yep. I'm just gonna go to Court TV and see if theirs are done as well. If it's the feed. Yeah. The feed is down. So it's Friday. As Anime would say, it's probably a Monday. And that's why everything isn't working again. And I don't know what time zone TVU network is in, because if I get my time zones right, that should be somewhere out in the Atlantic Ocean, because it's 5:40 here, so it's 4:40 in England, and then the next time zone over, that's out in the water. Maybe it's in Scotland. No. Iceland, maybe? No. Technical issues, please stand by. Boom, 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 boom. I'm going to play some elevator music to keep you going and have a nice day. La, la, da, 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 da. I think I've said that in.
if you would have went to her house, went to your house, came back to her house, and you got ready to go home, what do you want to do? You got to get some, so you got to get some gas, right? You got to get some gas to get back to your house and put over whatever you drove your car. So that ain't the reason you left your car. Tell me what the reason is. Because I was trying to get the miles before Daniel sent me. So I had to get up my address. Why? They'll never see. Why would you give him your address? Because I want to bring all the files to her house. But why would you give him your mama address? After you know what you just did.
Thank you, D the Dog H, for a $2 super sticker of a pair saying, hey, you. Well, hey, you.
You know what you did. Everybody else at that time is speculating. They're thinking you did, but they don't know. But you do know. So why would you even give him your mama address? Brandon, this shit that you learn about now at this point, this shit is stupid, bro. That nigga is, man. I was trying to go over there to her house.
Off the dog.
They on the phone, so I called back. That's why they let us call. They could ask me where I was. I was still at her house. I didn't want to give her her address, so I gave her mine.
They're stopping at 11, but I don't know if they're ending at 11. I can't hear anything.
Why do you leave those slides in your car?
The last 2 days.
Yeah, why did you put them in the bag that you put them in and leave them in your car, at her house? Why?
They are asking why he put his slides in his car.
What does it say there about the slide from the bag? To give it evidence.
So why are you going to get rid of the slides, though? one? Looked like it had blood on the left. How did the blood get on there? When you took her out of the car. When you took her out of the car, did you pull some of her extensions out? Yeah, you did. They was on the line. Well, how did extensions get on the line? I actually grabbed my shirt. Do you one and a two? What was the gun when you grabbed her? You were left in your car. What was your car parked when you were standing in her door? In front of her car. So you parked, she followed you over there, you stopped, she stopped behind you? Yeah, then she turned around. There was a noise coming from my car, so she turned around to give me more light to the light on my phone. I couldn't really see what was going on. So she went down the street and turned around and pulled in front of my car. Okay. Alright. And then so you held the door open on the passenger side. Yeah, the door right in. I got inside the car. Okay. And closed the door. We still conversating. Okay. How long did y'all conversate? Okay, and then what happened? My mom had called and asked her to get to the store. And we were at the store. Okay. The store. That's where I was going to take her to. And she was on her mom. I think we talked for about 2 more minutes. No, don't do that. Tell me exactly what happened. Were you sitting inside the car or were you outside the car when you shot her? Did you distract her? You said something behind her? I said something behind me. She said, I don't want to hear nothing, but you got your gun anyway. She told me it was out her window. And that's when you started shooting? How many times? Give me a roundabout.
Clarify something. He said before he accidentally shot her, what did he say?
He asked her if there was something behind him.
Behind him?
Right.
Okay.
Thank you, Side-Eye. Here is more than $2. I win. Well, you paid for 5 other people. Thank you so much. And no one needs to pay anything, but thank you so much.
4, 5. When you pulled her out of the car, did you shoot her again once you pulled it out? Did you pull her out of the car? Did you shoot her again once you pulled it out? You sure? I just pulled her out of the car and I cut the car off. Because I really wasn't voicing you. That area really is monitoring. Okay, so there's a bunch of glass right here, right? Her car is right here. How far you down there?
Just a quick question, sorry to keep interrupting, but you've reviewed these questions, they indicate that you've reviewed a little bit of the crime scene at Sedgwick and Levi?
Yes.
Okay. If you could tell us a little bit about that for the next part.
So when I arrived over there on the scene, her car was parked away from the glass. You could tell where the glass had been shattered and stuff was going on. Her car was down a little bit.
Nothing, Rianne. It was just Dave.
Okay. And that's what you're getting into with it?
Yeah.
Went backwards. So I had to jump inside the car to stop it. And then I don't know how it was in park. What I did, as I did, he started rolling backwards. He started rolling backwards. How far would you say it rolled? I guess maybe 2, 5 feet, 10 feet, 15, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. 50, 60. How long was it rolling? About 5 feet. Just slow roll, no foot on the gas. So it was just like it was in reverse, but no gas was being given, something like that. And you threw it in park. It was already in park, you was just rolling back. Oh wow. She got a stick. No, see, I mean, you know, think like manual, we got shift gears to drive it. So after you jump in and stop the car, then what you do? I got the baby in my car. Pull her out, put the car on. And then after you left, where'd you go? And then what? Take it off. And what'd you do with the jacket? Where is it? My closet. Is it hanging up or is it on the floor? And then what'd you do? And what'd you do? You said that's when you went to Walgreens, and then you went where after you went to Walgreens? You couldn't find a better way. Why? So this is the best plan you could come up with. This was the best plan you could come up with. So this is the plan you wanted to come up with. Well, why did you come up with this one then? There's literally 100 things you could have did. Other than this. Other than this. How permanent is this? This is permanent. Have we found that baby yet? How could you throw your child in the river? Your other kid, you got what, right? How old is he? He's 5. He love you? You enjoy hugging him? Let me tell you something, man. I'm not gonna be angry with you none of that. I'm just gonna tell you straight up. You don't have any daughters, do you? Anymore. Having a daughter, you would never experience love like that, bro. Never. I got daughters. You'll never experience that type of love. It's time for you to just be fucking honest about everything. You should lay it all out, man. If you move in the car seat, if you did this, you did that, whatever it is that you did that you know that you're lying us about. I'm just telling you. Grass is, I'm just telling you, y'all. See, but you keep saying it, but we keep finding out shit. That's what you keep saying.
Yeah, they want to beat him so
Anything
bad.
else that you could think of? How did babies happen out there? It fell along the carrier. How did it fall? It was hanging halfway off when it's carried. I get it all went down here and flew up. How did it hold the baby? Going downhill. Mm-hmm. So how did that happen? I got kids, sorry. I don't know. She was bouncing. So I thought she was asleep. She wasn't sleeping, was she? Yeah, that's fine. She was asleep. No way, bro. She was asleep. She was asleep from the time I put it in the car. She was asleep all the time. You need anything right now? You need anything right now?
can't hear anything.
He said this is going to go on until we find this child. Did you throw that child in the river? Threw the child in the river. Stop lying. I know you weren't carrying a baby like this. When I was walking down here, you had that in my way. When I tossed her, I carried her down.
Did you all hear that? This is where he says how he tossed her into the river.
Threw the child in the river. Stop lying. I know you weren't carrying a baby like this. When I was walking down here, you had that in my way. When I tossed her, I carried her down.
When you carried her down to the river, you had her by her leg. When I tossed her into the river, I did. Teresa, take a break.
Don't act like you was comforting that baby that you.
What the hell happened there?
Here's your do the child in the river. Stop lying. I know you weren't carrying a baby like this. When I was walking down here, you had that in my way. When I tossed her, I carried her down. Don't act like you was comforting that baby that you're about to throw in the river. But at this point, you don't give a fuck about that child. You carried that baby down there by her leg and did what? Okay. You carried her down there, demonstrate how you put her in the river. How you tossed her in the river. Get up, stand up. If you want, you got to take it on there. Okay? See, all that don't want to do is fight. Okay? So like that down there, yeah, that's right, right. And so you kind of side forward. And then when I had that on, when I had that on, I was jogging down the hill. So you want like this, her head is pressed against your arm, 100 pounds. It was 100 pounds when I was getting out the car. And they were like, you don't let me work all day. You know, because we're going to eventually get to 100% of the truth. You don't eventually tell me 100% of the truth. You don't let me work all day for it. And the head was coming up as I was getting out the car. It was already falling off. I never stopped and put it in. There was no need to, but he could have thrown it in the water anyway. Right? When you threw her like this or like this, you know why I keep asking you all these questions? You know? I thought you was. Why am I constantly asking you questions? Because we want to find this baby. We are definitely father. Before I ever met you, I knew why you did it. We still got to find this child. You threw this child in the water. You didn't drop off in an apartment complex. Because you didn't want the baby to survive and somebody pressed her back to you. You said what? What's the reason?
What are you saying there?
He said at that point he did what he did to Danielle and he didn't want to be a single parent.
Okay.
I said, I'll give her you mean? Is this adopted all the time? You can't be no single parent? What was the baby wearing? But I keep it close. I got one mansion to the floor. Well, you got the car. The hat. I think there's a hat she got from hospital. Blue pink. White, blue. Striped hair.
Photographs here.
Somebody sent a picture of the car seat looking like that. Sorry,
She had it on. She left the hospital. She had it on. So this the cost.
Yes, this is his excuse. He accidentally shot his baby mama and didn't want to be a single parent, so he drove down to the mud point, took his baby that was almost falling out of the car seat anyway, dragged it, this 2-day-old, dragged it in one leg, carried it in one leg, and just did this because he didn't want to be a single parent. I'm glad we get to see the monsters that walk dressed like human beings. But I'm also very, very disturbed that they thought this is necessary to go to trial. I can't see what they are gonna argue to keep any of it. They said they were gonna have an expert come in and testify about something. An expert in that in what? Assholery? How can you? I think most of us here are parents, or maybe nieces and nephews and aunts. And how can you look at a 2-day-old kid and think, ah, fuck it, I'll toss it in the river? Everyone can become a father, but it takes a man to become a dad.
One more question before pass the witness judge. This concludes the interview, correct?
Correct.
And this is about the
No.
7 hour, 52 minutes.
Still state.
Correct.
For the whole time. But he sits in there for another 2 hours and 40 minutes before he's booked or whatever.
Before he's transported to 201. Yes.
Why does that take so long before you guys have to do this?
So we got to write up the paperwork. Got to write up the arrest ticket and charge and document.
Oh, they're gonna say they held him in there for so long, so it's akin to torture. Yeah, the YNL Melly, whatever.
And then we have to call for a car. Once we call for a car, they're only going to send it once they have one in service. So sometimes it takes a while.
But during that 2 hours and 40 minutes, there's no more interview, correct?
Correct.
Thank you, sir. No further questions, Judge.
This is a good breaking point for us. Take one, pass it down. I will be with you shortly.
If I was the state, I would just rest now.
You're not to discuss anything with anyone. Okay?
Jurors excused, leave your notebooks in the chair. Watch your step.
under oath. Don't talk to anyone about your testimony, and I'll see you shortly for cross-examination. When you asked for the break earlier, is this the break you wanted, or did you need a break after you crossed him?
No, we need the break before we cross.
Okay, you got it. Thank you.
Let's take a recess.
Short recess. Yeah, it's horrible. I can't imagine. Of course, they're gonna come back and say, "Well, you tried to lie to him, or you were yelling at him," but there was nothing in what we just saw that we haven't seen in 40 other cases. They're not gonna swing it by you were mean to him. The man admitted to tossing a small baby into the water because he didn't want to be a single parent. How are you even contemplating coming back from that? I don't know. I couldn't tell you. That he just confessed that he threw his baby into the water because he didn't want to be a single parent. You know, the easy solution to not become a parent is just stop having sex without protection. Well, I'm only 27 years old. I can't take responsibility in my own life. Well, it's better than taking the 2 lives you took. Does anyone have any idea what the defense is trying to do on cross-examination? They can't put him on the stand. After seeing this, he can go up there and confess that he's the next Jesus, and people will just throw rocks at him. Where? How? Who? I don't. Neither can I. Neither can I. Blame it on mental health. That's going to be the defense. Well, then they should have mentioned mental health in their opening statement. Remember, their opening statement was, "Hey, some people lie, you know." I really, really don't know where they're going to go with this. They're now going to say that the police forced him to testify. But he gave 6 different explanations. First, he didn't know anything about it. Then he kind of knew something about it. Then he left the baby by the water. Then he accidentally pew-pewed the girl. Then he left the baby at the water again, and then he tossed it into the water. He gave so many explanations, and I don't believe a jury will buy, well, I was forced by the popo to admit it. No one was going to pew-pew someone in a courtroom. You can't. There's probably metal detectors. Hey, Vicky. The last part isn't good, but it's horrible. It's beyond horrible. All the trials awards, I say it's the most horrible thing I ever heard. Then the next one comes along and it's even worse than the last one. Evil has no limit. It's astounding. Well, you can watch the Sarah Boone case. That's not that horrible. It's more laughable. But of course, it's someone lost their life. But there's way worse. Don't listen to the audio tapes. But other than that, it's not that bad. Emotional, mental, and social immaturity is not an excuse for red rum. No, that's the thing. I think they'll say pressure from girlfriend, then panicked after pew-pew, then had to get rid of baby. Yeah, but no one's going to buy that. I have come across some horrible people in the world, but that guy would even piss them off. I think him and Adam Montgomery is going to sit and roast marshmallows in the pits of hell. No, they are on a short break. The defense attorney said, hey, there's always 2 sides to the truth. And we need to get beyond reasonable doubt. See you when it's my turn. And then sat down. I think the opening statement from the defense was a minute and a half. It's not the shortest opening statements I've ever seen, but it's probably top 5. And it was just, remember, some people lie, and beyond a reasonable doubt. I think approximately a minute and a half opening statements. Are they going to the false confession defense due to exhaustion? We don't know. We know that there have been a motion to throw out the video evidence because they claimed it was unconstitutionally obtained when he admitted to doing it. We saw him read his Miranda rights. Keeping a suspect in a room for a long time is absolutely kosher according to Supreme Court. It has been proven a lot of times. They will then say, well, he was kept in the interrogation room for an abnormal long time, but that's done all the time. It's a recognized and it's a used police tactic that is allowed. It's not unconstitutional. That's also why the judge said, no, it's going to fly. And it seems like a lot of the time he spent in there was post confession. And at no point did he make noise and said, by the way, I'm going to recant because I was sleep deprived, so I didn't know what I was saying. And what was the case with the police officer the one who sat and slept in the chair? I can't remember it, but he was the one who said, oh, you're using the tactic where you're keeping me in here for a long time. It's absolutely okay. You missed that he admitted to tossing the baby into the water. You can't really go with false confession. The drunky bear image was good. It was. Yes, Adam Montgomery at least could. I don't get why he didn't go with the accidental suicide, accidental overdose on that one. I don't know. The tapes of her sitting there taunting him and his desperate pleas for help is pretty sick and dark. In this case? Oh, no, yeah, sorry. Yeah, that's what I said. Don't listen to the audio tapes in the Boone case. Sorry, I'm way behind. Sorry. I mean, if he just relaxes so they can ease it in quicker, the interrogation ends quicker. Duh. This guy didn't even need to be physically induced. He liked it. He signed the papers and he knew what he was saying. He wasn't coerced, yes, into saying anything false. No, but apparently that's what they're going to go with. They're going to do, but again, don't blame the defense attorneys. The defense attorneys have a client that they have an obligation to try and defend. If he wants to go to trial, even against their judgment or their advice, they have to give him an adequate defense, or else it'll be a lot of people saying, well, why don't they just leave? Remember, the defense isn't only there to keep him out of prison. They are also there to ensure that he gets a proper defense so he doesn't have an appeal down the line. So they of course will do whatever they can with the evidence they have to try and land it as comfortable as possible. But it's also a constitutional right that makes sure that, because he could just sit there and be pro se, and then he's gonna make appeal after appeal after appeal, claiming he didn't know the law and they pulled the wool over his eyes and he couldn't do nothing. So him having defense lawyers, even though we are sitting here thinking, what the hell are they doing, is actually a guarantee that he has the correct constitutional trial that he is afforded by your greatest living president, Benjamin Franklin. And it'll also take away some possible avenues for an appeal after. So bless defense attorneys who have shitty cases. And they found a baby cat by the water, so there's evidence he threw the baby in the water. Yes. And again, if he held it by the leg, there's a reason why it would fall off. Yes, that's also their job. Make sure you got all your T's and all your I's. Adam Montgomery that was January last year, I believe. March, maybe. It was right before the Karen Reed or right after it was before Karen Reed. I did his pew pew charts in, I think, October, and then his unaliving of Poor Little Harmony. I think that was January or February. He was an asshole who didn't show up to court. He asked to not have to be there. I was actually trying to reach out to that Carol Askin, who has been doing a lot of stuff, because he's trying to get an appeal now, to see if I could get in contact with her, but she doesn't. She hasn't responded, and I can't find an email for her. I know she was on Mike's yesterday. Maybe he can facilitate, but I wrote on her Twitter. Normally, I won't do it publicly because it's kind of shaming people into, hey, when are we going to do a show together? Well, I don't want to do a show with you, but now you said it on my Twitter, I have to do it. But I would like to have a talk with her about his appeal, because he claims because they rolled two charges into one, he didn't get a fair shake. I still believe that his wife at the time should have been sitting right next to him in prison. Ciao. Have some good time, Sean. Oh, you're in the studio. You're home. You do your own stuff. No, it's not. Yeah. No, he was there the first day, and he didn't. Did he show up for sentencing? I think he went back for sentencing. I'm not sure. Isn't that a job for Marissa or Jedi Jazz? Marissa has actually been doing the same as me, trying to find a contact, but she doesn't have it, and she doesn't have her DMs open on the Twitter. Well, maybe she has, but she's not following me. I follow her. I'm not fancy enough, but I would really like to talk to her, because I think I'm one of the few law tubers who actually, law tubers, crime tubers, true crimers, whatever you call us, who actually covered the Montgomery trial, and both of them. And I would like to have a talk with her, because she's fighting hard for poor Harmony. Especially, I don't think she's a big fan of Crystal either. So I don't like her. I to this day don't believe that's what happened. I believe she OD'd in the car, and they hit her. And this is my theory after watching it. I think the kids were sitting in the car seat. He was out getting more drugs. The mom was high as a kite, and somehow Harmony OD'd on some fent or something in the car. Adam came home, found her, and they hit it in the. I don't believe that story about him reaching in the backseat and punching her to death. It makes absolutely no sense in any way. This is what happened. And that lady, she knows more than she said. She was paid by an easy sentencing to just make up that story. It makes absolutely no sense. While driving, he is, and in the middle of a trip from the methadone clinic, where he is probably the most mellow he will be all day. Right after they get their methadone, they're going to Burger King. And that way she described how she fed her babies. Well, she just tossed it back there. None of that made any sense if you think about it. But let me give you a different perspective. Adam is out hustling drugs. Kayla, was that her name? I can't remember her name. Is alone with the kids, high, most likely asleep. Paraphernalia is lying in the car. Harmony is 5, 6 years old enough to get herself out of a car seat. bored as hell because they are cooped up in this stupid car, or maybe she needs to go to the bathroom, or she's trying to wake up her stepmom, and she doesn't, and accidentally inhales or stabs herself or something and ODs. I think that's way more likely than him, because why would he keep the corpse if he was so angry he beat her to death? Why wouldn't he dispose of it instantly? If she died and he came home to the car, found it, there's, in my, again, I'm just speculating. In my mind, it would make more sense that he would feel so guilt-ridden, so sorry, that he would stay with the, or try and keep her. But that's just how I saw it, because I didn't trust that lady anywhere. It was in New Hampshire, yes. You don't punch small children when you drive. I stopped doing it. But again, the way she described it, she was sitting behind the passenger seat. He was driving, and he was just doing this. Does that sound like it's likely he then, doing this while driving, punched her so much that her skull broke or whatever it took? It doesn't make sense. Kayla got a sweetheart deal. Disgusting. I agree with part of your theories. Thank you, Dawn Marie. I don't know if he hated Harmony. I really don't think that he had any big or small feelings for her. But even worse, her shitty mom is getting paid by the state. 2.3 million, wasn't that the settlement deal? That shitty hoe who's out there now playing a saint, celebrating that she got a settlement over her dead daughter by smoking a big old fatty. Way to show your recovery, lady. Way, way, way too impressed of you. That horrible piece of crapiola should never have gotten one nickel from anyone. Harmony's brother should have a trust fund, make sure he could go through college or whatever. That piece of crap lady should never, she should be tormented every single day with the memory that she chose the pipe over her daughter's life. But instead, she got 2.3 million, and she was lighting up. Well, it's not illegal. Any abuse is absolutely no-go if you're a recovering addict. I don't care if you're drinking, smoking, if it's weed, if it's crack, if you're shooting up. Nothing is okay if you're a recovering addict, because you will just subsidize one addiction with another. So this POS celebrating stealing 2.3 million from the taxpayers by firing up a fatty when she couldn't keep her shitty life together for long enough to make sure her daughter didn't die. She should be sent out to the unmarked grave, because we'll never find Harmony's body. Sent out every day and rake the stones and say, I'm sorry I chose the pipe over you. Because the CPS gave her kid to Adam because she couldn't take care of her own kid, of course, and Adam unalived her. So they made a plea deal with her. Those two idiots were using Harmony for the welfare money to buy drugs. Yeah, they didn't want her there, but hey, it's another EBT card. Hey, let's get it. She has a new baby too. Ah, for fuck's sake. They should have left those kids in foster care. That couple wanted to adopt Harmony. Yeah, luckily, thank God, her brother got adopted. And by all accounts, a good family. I know there's a lot of shitty stories out there as well. But they should have sued the CPS into oblivion, fired anyone who was close to that case. But all the money should have gone to the brother. That mother, if you choose the pipe, don't come crying after. She's suing for the CPS turning the kid over to Adam, who then allegedly on a live term. Yeah, that's why I want to talk to her. She seems to have a lot of insight. I only watched the case and read a little bit about it, but now with his appeal, I've been trying to figure out how to get in contact with her. No, Young Turks yesterday started my time midnight, so didn't see it. The way CPS failed in that case is so infuriating, and the way the case managers watched his hand like it wasn't his problem. Yeah, I was sitting in my car and I was looking over and I saw it, and she seemed fine. That's insane. She made money of that. The mom benefited of that. Yes, she was part of the initial situation. Exactly. But states will take a plea. No admission of guilt. You get money. You shut up. Because do you know what the state doesn't have to do? Make that money. They'll just take it out of your school or your old folks' care. No problem. It's just taxpayer money. They'll settle anything. That's why I'm also thinking that other cases could be solved with a settlement, because the state doesn't care. I can give you 10 million. What does it? I'm just going to raise your taxes next year. It's not my problem. The state doesn't make money. The state takes money. And when you take money, you don't have any responsibility for the money. I should become governor of all the states. I can't become president because I'm foreign born. Brandon, we're gonna find me an easy seat in Congress, and we're gonna change the world. Can I run against AOC? I think she's pretty easy. Oh, that was a different way. I saw her dance video. She was a pretty young lady. Hey, Coke. They are related. I don't think we heard that at trial. If that's true, yeah, that's something they didn't bring up at trial. But he's from a different state, so why? How? That doesn't make sense. I think you need to be a citizen. Well, Brandon's gonna bankroll my way into Congress, and then I'm gonna bankroll Brandon just like every other politician. We'll figure it out, Brandon and I. So you have to get on that list. It's long. Which list? Twisted Tragedies wish list. I'm a Democrat. I'll be whatever pays most. I have switched parties 3 times in my life, so I can do it again. I'll do the good old bull moose tactic of Teddy Roosevelt. I'll just switcheroo a lot. I'll flip flop for it. As long as it pays, I have no morals. They only let so many people in a year or something. Well, it's probably also based on where you're from and what you contribute and stuff like that. So I'm probably not gonna come in on an H-1B visa. I'm running a campaign, but only if you run as a Democrat. I don't care. I just want a seat. Do some insider trading, make some money, like every other politician. Politicians, it doesn't care. We don't care who you are, just as long as you vote me in and I get rich. Well, it's are they coming from Western countries? I think it's probably dependent on where you're from. Off topic, but anyone here know what happened with Mandy Matney? I don't know that name. And Lindsay Gattani, I didn't know Lindsay Gattani was involved with Mandy. I don't know who Mandy is. I left her channel when all the drama started. I watched the live from last night. I don't know who Mandy is. But LG is my new cash cow because I'm going to ride her harder than Aiden did. Sadly, I will still have no nudie pics in my DMs or smacks, but I'll ride her for financial gains. I am more amenable and malleable. Yes, I am Afrikaan. A journal who was on the Murdoch cases. The only journalist I know is Sue, and I don't like her. I think she's absolute windbag of. She's everything that's wrong with modern journalism because it's so heavily partisan. She can't cover Aiden's topic because it hasn't gone to court yet. And then she sits every day and writes the same thing that every other journalist writes. Well, I do my coverage everywhere else on my Twitch, what I don't. Well, then don't put it in as your commentator. Say, I'm Sue. How about you? How do you do? I don't know who Mandy Matney is. I didn't cover the Murdoch trial, so I don't know anything about it. I don't know who it is. It's is she good? Is she bad? I don't know. Any comments of the release of the videos of my misgivings in America? That sex tape was a mistake. I didn't know he was holding the camera. I am still a good whatever religion you want me to be to get your vote. And my non-existent wife stands by me through these trying times. It's a smear campaign because I absolutely didn't know that was what that hole in the stall at Bucky's was for. LG isn't involved in any cases. LG is. Let me tell you something, brother. Like I said on last night's show, LG is on her, hey, did you know I'm actually Mother Teresa PR tour? And sadly, I see some people are falling for her bullshit. LG is a psycho. Not a medical term because I don't have a medical degree. She can pick up that some people is trying to say, oh, yeah, maybe we were too harsh at you and kind of feel a little bit sorry. She will then mirror that and try to put her in the best position to get a likable audience. She has nothing. She is nothing other than a horrible mom who should stop doing whatever drugs she's doing. And why is this communist judge showing the Kremlin? So I don't believe she's in anything or on anything or whatever. She's just trying to get some notice out there. She's another one who should choose her kids over the drugs. Thank you, Simon. Well, I'll figure out who I'm running from on what. Maybe Zach can be my beard if I need a male. And it's fine if you think that there's a redemption arc for LG. I just want her to say, I'm sorry, I retract all my statements about Aiden raping me before I believe she's trying to make anything better. Whose condo is $5,000 a month? And what's the grift you can do to have $5,000 a month? Because I don't have that kind of money.
Jury in the courtroom.
Yeah. What, Molstom, do I need to fly to Knoxville and go to the black side and see if there's a freshly dug 6 feet hole down there that might or might not have a goat farmer in it? Did Diva get mad at him and invite him over there? I'm feeling a little worried. An expert doesn't want to drive out there and do a health check. No, I trust you, Diva. Nah.
Thank you. You may be seated. And we are beginning the cross-examination of Lieutenant Winbush. Go ahead, please.
Good morning.
Good morning.
When, do you know when Mr. Isabelle was arrested?
Maybe sometime around, it was February 2nd, sometime that morning,
In a really early morning?
maybe.
And was he taken to homicide?
To my knowledge, should have been taken to homicide.
Were you at his house when he was arrested?
No.
That you came in to homicide though to talk with him?
Yes.
Okay. What time did you get to homicide?
Oh, that morning,
The wee hours of the morning or?
it was closer to maybe around 7 sometime that morning, something around there.
And while you were arriving, was he in that room in homicide waiting on
Should have been.
you? And I noticed his hands were cuffed, right?
Correct.
And there was a bench in that room, I seen, it was across the table from you and Officer Boyd, that he was on.
Yes.
The bench is about, didn't look to be very wide.
It had decent width,
It's
Wide.
made for comfort, isn't it?
wide enough in the lay on.
Yeah. And I noticed that his legs seemed to be shackled to the wall,
No, shot to the bench.
shackled to the bench.
Yes.
I just wondered why it was sticking out like that. Did he have room to?
To
It
move,
was right at the first, yeah. Mhm.
and he had moved, he had enough room to lay down.
And when you came in to talk with him, was, you were gonna ask him questions,
Correct.
interrogate him,
Interview.
interview him. Okay, that's a nicer word there.
Yes, but that's what I do.
Okay. And you want a person that you are interviewing to believe you.
Do I want them to believe me?
Mhm. You want them to believe you're being straight with them.
Don't matter if they believe me or not, because they know.
That's, well, where, do you get any training in how to interview people?
I have not.
No training at all in any particular type of technique?
I mean, I guess you could say the course of my career is training, but to go to a certain school, I never did.
On the job training?
Yes,
Have you ever heard of the REID technique, REID?
yes, I've heard of it.
Okay, and that's a method of interrogation, is it not?
From what I've heard, but I've never had that training.
But you've never studied it at all?
No.
Okay. Well, when you were asking Brandon questions, what are you looking for? Are you looking for a confession?
When I'm,
That's your purpose, to get him to confess?
the purpose is to get them to tell me what happened.
Okay. And that, in your view, is to confess.
It depends on what happened.
Okay. And
Yes, this is Cross.
does that mean that you have him tell you what happened, or do you tell him what happened?
It's a conversation between the person and I.
I'm sorry, man.
It's a conversation between the person and I, so in that case, it would be a conversation between Brandon and I.
And that conversation, are you looking for
Fact.
truth?
Obviously looking for the truth.
Well, did you already know the truth?
Some of it,
When you started, we'll go back to the first. When you started, did you already know the truth?
no.
He was told that you knew what happened,
Of course.
of course. Okay. So when you told him that you already knew what happened, you wanted him to believe that.
Well, when I told him I knew what happened, I didn't know if he would believe it or not.
Okay, but that was your purpose in telling him that you wanted him to believe that you already knew what had happened, and you were giving him a chance to say it.
Yes,
Okay. But that wasn't true, was it?
not all. I didn't know everything that happened, no.
Hey, Crispy.
And when you started talking with him, I noticed you gave him his advice of rights.
Correct.
Was he being cooperative?
Yes,
And you read his advice of rights, or had him read it?
yes.
And what did his advice of rights basically say?
That he could talk to us if he wants to, and if he don't, he doesn't have to.
Okay. But he didn't have to waive his rights to talk with you.
If I was going to ask accusatory questions, yes, he had to raise his wife.
But I mean, he had the choice. He could say, no.
Yeah, yes, he had the choice.
But he didn't do that, did he?
He did not.
Talk with
He did.
you. And when you wanted to search his phone, you would have had to get a warrant to search that phone, wouldn't you?
Correct.
But he told you, I can say it, go ahead and search my phone.
Correct.
So he was being cooperative.
Yes, he was.
But he wasn't saying the things that you wanted him to say yet, was he?
Everything you said, I wanted him to say.
He wasn't saying the things that, that you guys were telling him.
What did we
You
tell
wanna
him?
go back through all these things? You know, when you say you threw him in the river, you did, how many times was he told he was lying?
A lot.
A lot. How many times was he told that you threw the baby in the river?
I didn't have to count it, but it was a lot.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
So you're going with he was just saying what you wanted wanted him to say, so he could get to bed because he couldn't sleep on that bench. This is dumber than I thought they would go with. I thought they were going with the sleep deprived, and now you're just going with you put words in his mouth. The guy, jeepers.
It's a lot there.
Yes. Okay. Well, let me rephrase that, because we asked him, did he toss the baby in the river? And once he said he did, then we stated that he did. But initially, we asked him, did he throw the baby in the river?
Boyd was in there with you, wasn't he?
Some of the time, yes.
Most of the time.
Most of the time.
He was coughing a lot. Was he sick?
I don't know.
It was during COVID, wasn't it? Yes.
I don't know if he was, I don't know if he was sick. I don't think I'm his doctor.
And the last part of the advice of rights was that no promises or threats, no pressure or coercion
Correct.
was what? Was put on him to sign this waiver of rights?
Correct.
Well, why is that important?
Because he has to do it of his own free will.
Has to do it of his own free will. And if he's doing it of his own free will, what, is it more reliable?
No, it just means we didn't force him to do it.
Okay. Means you didn't force him to. Why is that important?
Because if I forced him to do it, then that's not within the law. I can't force him to do anything.
You're forcing somebody to do something that wouldn't be within the law.
Correct.
And it wouldn't produce reliable results.
Results still might be reliable.
Well, I noticed that at the time those advice of rights are given and signed, and when he's saying, I haven't been under any pressure or coercion or promises made or threats, well, the questioning hadn't started yet, had it?
It can't start until then.
Well, you did this right at the first, where you're fixing to question a man on a homicide, right? You did the advice of rights first up.
Right, first, so we can ask questions.
Okay. So all that about him saying he wasn't coerced or threatened or made promises, that was before you ever questioned him.
Right.
And that's where the threats or promises or coercion, that's where the real danger is, isn't it?
Not necessarily.
In the statement itself. That's an easy one.
I'm not sure I understand the question, but Judge, maybe clarify.
Is there an objection?
The danger of the coercion.
Objection, I don't think the witness understood the question.
Let me repeat it. Thank you. The danger of coercion coming into play and producing a statement that isn't reliable, that comes jury questioning, doesn't it?
It could.
And what this advice of rights is for is to prepare him for the questioning, right?
Yes.
And to protect you.
Yes.
Well, why is it important that threats aren't used?
Say that again.
Why is it important that threats are not used?
Because if you threaten somebody, it's possible that they'll say it just to avoid the threat.
Pretty much right when this started, I noted that he was told he would be dodging dicks for the next 50 years. How was, if he didn't talk to you, he didn't tell you what you wanted to hear?
No, it wasn't said like that. No, it was, that statement was said, it wasn't said by me. But that statement was said.
You would say your brothers. We watched it here, right?
Right.
Jury saw it, right?
Yeah, I said it was said. It just wasn't said by me.
Was that pressure?
It could be.
Would you agree that this is a fair statement? One of the things that people fear about prison is being raped. A man,
Reasonable people, I think, have that fear.
that's fear. And that's what he was told, was gonna be dodging dicks. That's what was meant by that statement, was it not?
He said he could be.
He was told, was he not, that there were cameras out there. And there were some cameras, weren't there?
Yeah, cameras all over the city.
And the purpose of telling about those cameras was to make him believe he had been seen on camera.
Yes.
But there wasn't any cameras where you went to look for the baby, was
There were cameras there. I'm not sure if they were working.
there? Yeah, I believe we said earlier they weren't working. And so you wouldn't have seen him take the baby down to the river, would you?
No,
Because there wasn't a camera that was working there.
no, didn't see him take the baby down to the river.
But he was told that there was a camera,
He was.
and that wasn't true.
No, that was not true.
Cops are allowed to lie
What
to
about,
a suspect.
On Levi and Sedgwick, where Danielle's car was,
Yes,
he was told there were cameras there,
yes.
but there weren't, was there?
I don't believe so.
So, in essence, you were telling him, we know what happened, there's cameras there. You gotta tell us this.
Yes,
And this was, you told him what you wanted him to say.
I told him there were cameras there, so did I want him to say there were cameras there?
Was there any, and look, I'm gonna concede something right here. Yours was much better than boys, okay? Yours, you weren't as bad as him,
This is a question.
but,
Yeah.
yeah, okay. Boyd was worse than you were in the question.
So when an objection is made, it is customary for you to wait for me to rule on said objection
Thank you.
after you've responded.
You're right.
So there's an objection,
This sounds like testimony and not a question, Judge.
and your response is,
I actually don't know how old this guy is, but they
Thank
are
you,
at
Andy.
the same mental level.
It wasn't you that said, you'll be dodging dicks.
No, I didn't say that.
Was Mr. Isabelle told that people would be looking at him like he was an effing monster?
Yes.
How did they told that? How did that further your investigation?
Asked him how he wanted to be viewed. If he wanted to be viewed like a monster or somebody with remorse.
were there a lot of questions asked that didn't further the investigation as to who was responsible for the shootings and the debate?
Repeat.
Were there questions asked that weren't directed toward finding the baby? Or whether or not he committed these offenses?
Yeah, there were additional questions that.
Would it be fair to say that at times Officer Boyd's questions and statements were a bit over the top?
What?
I don't think so.
It's okay to tell him his gods and dicks? It's okay to tell him that?
What?
I mean, it's a reality that could be there.
So that was,
Cut him some slack. He has to defend someone who even Johnny Cochran couldn't mount a credible defense for. Yeah, but this isn't a credible defense. It's you lied to him and he just jumped on it. He knows what the cops are allowed to do. It's just pull it out his ears.
scare him
It could.
and scare him into saying what you said you were to use the truth. But
To
you
scare
didn't.
him into telling us the truth. Yes, it could.
How long did you guys question him?
It was several hours.
7 hours?
Several.
Several.
More like 10?
No, I don't think it was
Just
10.
think about it a little bit.
Did we question him for 10 hours or was he there for 10 hours?
Well, okay, was he there in that room for 10 hours?
For the most part, yeah, we did take him to the boat dock, so he wasn't in the room at that time. But yeah, but we had him somewhere around 10 hours.
And he had been in that room while he was waiting for you to arrive.
Yes.
Do you know of any interrogation that was done of him then?
No, it wasn't any.
And that would have, when he arrived, would have been the early morning hours of February 2nd?
Yeah, sometime around that time. Yeah, February 2nd.
Well, the reason I asked that, I'm trying to figure him, just assume that he got up at 8 o'clock in the morning. We can make it later if you want. Let's assume he got up at 8 o'clock. How many hours would he have been up when you were asking questions?
A long time.
A long time. Is a person able to be influenced more when they're tired like that? Influenced to tell your truth.
Just say it. Did you force him to say it? Do you think that he said the truth, or did you think he was lying and just saying what you wanted to hear? Do you think he could be influenced? The couple never say, yeah, I think I mind fucked him into committing something he didn't do. This is just stupid.
Influence to tell the truth.
The truth.
The truth. Not my truth. The truth.
Well, if that were so, I mean, I'm not trying to argue with you, but a little bit I am, because he told you something at the very start and you didn't accept it.
I didn't.
So it was your truth you were wanting to hear, not what he was saying.
I didn't want to hear what he said. I wanted to hear the truth. There's a difference.
How did you know the truth when you were starting this interrogation?
Because at that time, I knew Danielle was no longer with us. And he said he met her and that she left and he didn't know where she was, which was not the truth.
You didn't know that at the time.
I did know that at that time.
You knew that he was responsible for it?
No, I didn't know he was responsible for it. I knew he knew that he was no longer with us.
Okay, all right. So you were trying to get him to say then that he was responsible for the person that was shot?
I was trying to get him to tell me the truth, whether he was responsible or somebody else was responsible.
And he was told that the only thing that could save him was to tell the truth.
He was told that.
Save him from what? All those 50 years of dicks?
Not necessarily. It could save him from whatever his imagination would come up with.
50 years of dicks. Sounds like a lefty's holiday plan.
You weren't going to stop until you got him to say what you wanted to hear, were you?
I was going to stop once we found the baby until it was realized we weren't going to find the baby.
Did he get time to rest?
Yes,
When he got time to rest, was he on that little bench
yes,
with his hands and feet shackled?
yes.
Is it true that he wouldn't stop, the yelling at him was not going to stop until he said what you wanted to hear?
That's not true.
When was it going to stop?
How much yelling was done? We didn't yell at him the whole time.
Yelling at him the whole time?
I said we did not yell at him the whole time. Most of the time it was a simple conversation. There was a little yelling in there and there was a little emphasis put in there, but it wasn't a constant yelling.
You weren't as bad about it as your partner was, boy,
Wasn't bad about what?
yelling.
Say that?
You, how tall are you?
6'3".
6'3",
Yeah.
way up there to me. And look, you're in pretty good shape,
Decent.
physical shape.
Decent.
What?
Would you consider that you may be an intimidating presence?
Oh, come on now.
What about boys? You about the same size?
Boy is a little smaller.
He's smart. Smaller but loud.
Loud, yes.
Sure. Mr. Isabelle kept saying that he left the baby at the river, and that wouldn't be what you want to hear, right?
We wanted the truth. Because from the moment he told us he took the baby to the river, we had people at the river searching for the baby.
And so you didn't accept that he had taken, I think it was at the gate, left the baby at the gate? Was that
A little bit past the gate.
a little bit past the gate?
That was what he originally said.
And was it you or boy that kept saying, did you put the baby in water?
Initially, I think it's boy. I think so.
I believe you're right. So what you were wanting to hear was where the baby was.
No, they wanted the
Yes, we
truth.
wanted the
God's
truth
sake.
about what he did with the baby.
Well, you eventually said, well, I took the baby down toward the river, right?
Yes.
And then, was it Boyd that started saying, you put the baby in the water?
Well, I think that question came after he said he placed the baby near the water, and then we started trying to figure out, did it get placed in the water?
Asked, did you hear the splash?
Yes, we did.
How many times did he say, you know you threw the baby in the river?
I don't know.
Much, right? Is he fair? So that's not really a question, that's an accusation, isn't it?
Correct.
And so is that what your truth was, that you all were looking?
There is not my truth, your truth. There's only the truth. He has said it so many times. It doesn't help that you keep saying, well, you wanted your truth. The officer is now going to respond, I just wanted the truth. I know you need to do this because your client took a big old cacti and self-inserted it into his exit port. But don't fart and tell me it's thundering.
Or as opposed to what he said. What's he going to say?
We were looking for the truth, not just what he said, because he said a lot of stuff that we know wasn't the truth.
And how would you know the truth when you weren't there?
But if you tell me that you did something and the person that you're supposed to did it with at the time you say you did it is unalive, then I know that's not the truth.
Well, I'm trying to digest that just a little bit. See, the information that Mr. Isabelle gave you guys from the start was cooperated, right?
No.
He told you that he got threatening cash.
Okay, isn't this lawyer asking these questions until he hears what he wants to hear? Yeah, he's intimidating this officer into saying the truth that this defense attorney wants to hear. He's doing exactly the same thing, and the officer should be a little cute and say, we just do like you do. We keep asking the same question, and then someone will slip up. I won't, because this is the truth. You saw it on tape.
Then he got what?
He got a threatening text.
Yes.
And he told you that he went to his mom with Morticia.
Yes.
And they gave the brother of Danielle Hall the address over to his mother and father's house.
Yes.
And that was cooperated, wasn't it?
Yes.
And he told you that Morticia had a handgun,
Yes.
black and silver,
Yes.
Smith and Wesson, 40 cal.
I don't think he ever knew the caliber.
40, okay, well, you found it though, right?
Correct.
That
Correct.
was cooperated.
Yes.
Lion baseball bat,
Yes.
machete type, large blade in the car.
Oh, I never saw that.
So now you're trying to pin it on the girlfriend? I know the audio is shitty, but his arguments are dumber than... what?
But anyway, those things were cooperated.
They were.
The fact that he went over to our cases was corroborated.
It was.
The fact that he came back home was corroborated.
It was.
So, at that time, you already knew the truth. Is that right?
I knew part of it. I knew some truth.
I always heard half-truths were really dangerous things. Have you heard that?
That's why we kept going for the whole truth.
The baby's hat, was it found there at the butt ramp?
Yes.
Was it found before he said it was there?
Yes, I think so.
I think you're right. Was it found before you told him it was found there?
Yes.
And after that is when he told you the baby's hat fell off at the baby.
Yes.
What you told him, it hadn't been found down there. And you knew it was his. You knew that it was the baby's.
I told him that first.
When? That was going on pretty much before the first one. And I know there was a long, long time he's being questioned, so where in that chain
So when we asked him what the baby was wearing, we asked him about the hat. Is that what you're?
I'm just trying to get some timelines down to find out what he told you, who told him that first. You know, if you told him, then he told you. If he just told you, pursuant to your investigation, asking questions, seeking the truth. No threats, coercion.
I don't recall specifically about that hat being, I know we talked about it, the hat was there, because he eventually said it fell off her head when he was running down there with her.
And the timeline he told you about, that was corroborated as well, wasn't it?
No,
By GPS?
no, that's when I told him I knew where he was at certain times. Because at the first time, I told him his timeline was off.
GPS, what, works on a phone? Or what?
It can if GPS is on the phone.
So GPS shows where the phone is?
At least, yes, at least the phone.
And where he told you he was consistent with the GPS, was it not?
Yes, some of them places.
I couldn't help but think that when I was watching this at the end, and even during it, then his head down like he was tired. Do you think he was tired during any of this? Well, now, my figures are it was about 32 hours without, if he got up at 8 in the morning the previous day. About 32 hours, is that about right? From 8 till 8:24, and then about till 2:30 or so the next day.
I don't know what time he got up.
So he hadn't been, I mean, he didn't have a lot of rest, did he?
I don't know. I don't know how much rest he had prior to coming in contact with me.
Wasn't his statements consistent with what the GPS said? I don't know. I wasn't looking at the GPS at the time.
How do you know he told you that he threw the baby in the water? How do you know that's the truth versus he just wanted you to stop?
Oh, I still don't know if he ever threw the baby in the water.
Exactly. By this time, you'd already decided what the truth was. You already knew what you knew. You knew half the truth.
Half the truth about what?
Half the truth about whatever he was saying. You knew that things he had told you had been cooperating.
Some of it.
A lot of it. There were some missing parts, though, weren't there?
Yes.
And those missing parts is where this interrogation was zoomed in on, wasn't it?
Because we want to find the baby. Is that what you're referring to?
I'm referring to the Levi and Sedgwick scene, and I'm referring to the Footwear.
So Levi and Sedgwick, you saying there's missing parts from that? Levi and Sedgwick, you're saying that there's missing parts from that scene? Is that what you're saying? I'm trying to get an understanding of your question.
My question is you already knew that he was responsible for shooting her?
Yes, after he admitted to shooting her.
That was on into the interrogation where you were asking him, right?
Yeah, it was on into it, yes.
He'd already given you cooperating information. It was being cooperative before that.
He was.
Can we just get to the part where you say, well, fuck it.
All right, I'm gonna move on from that area of question.
Okay.
You knew about Artesia. Did you not, while you were questioning him, the girlfriend?
What did I know?
No, I mean,
You say
you knew about her.
Yeah, I know about her.
And you knew that you were told she was upset.
Yes.
And she was upset about the situation that was going on with Brandon and his other women.
Yes.
And the women had been children by him,
Yes.
right? And you knew that he was in love with her.
Yeah, I knew they was in a relationship. I can't say I knew he was in love with her.
Okay. All right. I know that during the interrogation, during the interview, he was told that sometimes we let emotions get the better of us. Why was he told that?
Because sometimes people let the emotions get the better of them.
And when they let those emotions get the better of them, they react.
Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't.
Brandon said in that interview with you that he was trying to get his life situation to work. That's this drama that we were talking about earlier, right?
Okay.
And that he was in a divorce,
Yes.
child custody, child support,
Yes.
and females didn't want him.
Yes.
That was our teacher, right?
Yes.
He told you that this was nothing he planned on doing that day.
He did say that.
that he was thinking too fast and reacted.
He said that.
He also said, I believe, that it was not his intent to push the baby into the river.
He said that.
I think it was Officer Boyd that kept saying he threw the baby into the river, was it not?
I think we both had our moments where we said he threw or tossed the baby in the river.
And that's what we said at the start of this cross-examination. He was told that many, many times. You threw the baby in the river. No matter what he said, you threw the baby in the river, right? He told you something else and said he was a liar.
Right. So at the beginning we asked, did you? And once he said he put the baby down there by the river, that's when did you put the baby in the river started.
Is that when you've been up 30 hours or 32?
I don't know how long he was up.
Don't you think that has something to do with the reliability of what you're being told?
No, not about I want to hear the
The
truth.
question's been asked and answered multiple
Your
times.
objection is asked and answered. Your response, Mr. Massey?
I can move on.
Withdrawn, thank you.
I don't think it's been asked a lot of times, but I'll move on. Thank you, sir. Any questions?
I just have a few. So
That was absolutely horrendous. This was the one that they needed to knock out the park, and they had nothing other than, didn't you just tell him and he just parroted what you wanted? Oh.
what are you looking for when you have an interview with a defendant?
So once we start gathering facts that we can put against what we're being told, we're looking for the truth. We're looking for the truth that happened. So just like at the moment we had Brandon Isabelle and they're talking to him, we're trying to get the truth. We also felt like another person could have been involved, which is the reason we asked him repeatedly, who else did you tell? Did you do this by yourself? Who put you up to this? But we're trying to get the truth.
And when he gives you a story that's off, a little ridiculous, what do you usually do with that?
We keep going because we know that story is not true.
And do you have facts?
I already have facts that we could put against what he's saying. Without the facts, then we don't know.
So you confront him with facts?
Yes.
And when we're talking about the baby Kennedy down by the river, what did you know about the river when you started talking to him? What did y'all found by the river?
The baby's head.
And so is that why you confronted him about the river?
No, actually, that's where he told us he took it. Prior to we saw an image that looked like his car head over that way from I think RTCC camera, and that's why we were asking him down by there. And once he showed on the tablet that I had where he said he placed the baby, that's why we went to there to look for the baby.
And when you guys went down there, did you find the baby where he said he placed it?
No.
But you found what?
A hat that the baby was wearing.
So did you guys feel like it was a great leap of logic that he may have thrown the baby in the river?
Yeah, once getting down there and seeing how the terrain was, as we were walking down there during the daytime, people were slipping, so we didn't think logically at night during that time somebody walking down there would be able to go. So we felt like he probably tossed it from around about where the hat was, or maybe a step or two past it.
Do you look for things generally to corroborate? Because Mr. Matthews talking about corroboration, to corroborate what a suspect is telling you?
Yes.
And when he's telling you, I want to go to Levi Sedgwick, because what did you find at Levi Sedgwick?
Found Danielle's car along with Danielle.
And what had happened to Danielle?
Danielle had been murdered.
And what did you know about this defendant as it relates to Danielle that night?
That he was the last person that she met with. We knew that they met at the MAPCO. We knew that they left the MAPCO and went to that location.
Who was the first one to mention shooting Danielle?
He was. Brandon Isabelle, let me refer to.
And do you remember what he told you about his gun?
Well, I know he said when he was explaining the story for the second time, and he said that he shot her, and we asked why. He said he didn't want the baby, and then he told us that he left the gun at Artisha's house. Once we did a search warrant on Artisha's house, and we did not find the gun, so we knew that wasn't true, that he didn't leave the gun there. And then after questioning him some more about it, he eventually told us he threw it in the river.
And was the gun ever found?
No,
Was Becky Kennedy ever found?
no.
Do you know about any shell casings or any other evidence that was found?
That was at the on Sedgwick, yes. Shell casings were found there.
Was that consistent with anything that you guys found in his car that was at Stacy?
Yes, found a holster in his car, found another Glock magazine in his car.
But no gun.
No gun.
And these things we're talking about, are these what we call corroboration?
Yes,
To make sure that what he's telling you actually did occur.
yes.
And talking about his shoes, what did he tell you about his shoes that he wearing?
He said he, after leaving Danielle said he went home and changed clothes. Changed his jacket, changed his shoes, put his shoes in the trunk of his car and left his jacket hanging in his closet.
What did he say about what might be on the shoes?
He said he was leaving the shoes in the car because of possible evidence of blood was on Danielle's blood.
And what did you find in his trunk at the car at Stacy?
The shoes he took off, slides, Adidas slides with the blood on.
Where did he tell you he went after he said he threw baby Kennedy in the river?
He went to Walgreens.
What did you find at Walgreens?
Found video of, well, no, didn't get the video of Walgreens, found a receipt from Walgreens with things that he bought for Artisha.
What did he tell you to do with the things he bought for Artisha at Walgreens?
Took them to her house,
What did you find at her house?
the things he bought at Walgreens.
What did he tell you he did with the car seat that he took baby Kennedy out of before he threw her in the river?
Took it to Walmart.
Where
And
did
left
you
it by
find
the dumpster,
it? Where did you find it at Walmart?
the car seat.
And is that what you're looking for generally, is corroboration of what he's saying and getting to the truth?
Yes,
Are you aware, Artisha was being interviewed at the same time, is that right? I
correct,
think you said that. She was also being interviewed for a long, long time, right?
correct.
Did she confess to murder?
No,
Thanks, sir. I have no more questions.
Mr. Massey?
Thank you, Your Honor. The last set
It kind of looks like the Kremlin, but the Kremlin is not orange, so I don't know. It's a screensaver from Windows.
of transcripts that we looked at, guides or aids for the interrogation and the interview that you were doing,
the last
sixth
one,
one,
the sixth one,
that was the last one, right?
correct.
And that one, Mr. Isabelle said he accidentally shot Danielle.
He did.
Was that the truth? You don't really know, do you?
Yeah, because you don't accidentally shoot somebody multiple times.
I'm trying to understand how you know what the truth is.
But the things
It's
that he said
consistent
that
with
were
the truth.
corroborated.
But before, you said that he said, I shot her.
He did,
Okay. But at the end, he says he accidentally shot her.
of course. And that's what he said at the end, but that's far from over.
So then, of course, does that mean that whatever he says you expect is not true?
No. Can't say that because I believe he said when he said he shot her, it's to be true. And that's true. After later on, he decided to say it was an accident, but he didn't say it the first time when he said he shot her.
But the statement appears to be the only direct proof that he shot her.
The statement of him saying he shot her?
That's the statement, yeah. The rest of it circumstantial. Direct statements, he saying I shot her.
Yeah, he said he shot her.
He tells you over here he accidentally shot her at the end.
Yeah. A few hours later, he said it was an accident.
Did you have a little bit of rest before this?
A little bit
From their bench?
on the bench, yes.
And we said, earlier in the questioning, that you told him a cap was at the river before he told you to get found out that the cap was found there, right?
It could have went that way, yes.
Because you didn't find the baby down there.
No, we did not find the baby.
other than at the end of 10 hours of questioning, 30-some hours of being up, him saying he threw the baby in the river? What proof do you have the baby was at the river?
Well, the cat that we found at the river had the same print of the gloves from the baby that was in the baby seat that we found at Walmart.
Well, do you know testing was done on the
I do not know.
never let us know, would you think? The
He let us-
DNA, right?
You let us know.
That was what, John?
I just have a couple things. He initially said that he shot Danielle because he didn't want the baby, right?
Correct.
Was that kind of early on in the interrogation?
Yes.
Then, some hours later, he says, what about shooting Danielle?
It was an accident.
It was an accident. That's later on, right?
Correct.
Accidentally shooting somebody is like way less bad than shooting someone intentionally, is that right?
Correct.
You guys didn't coerce him into improving his story a bit, right?
No.
He kind of came up with that on his own as time went on, is that right?
I think he came up with the whole thing as time went on.
I want to clarify one thing, because Mr. Massey's talking about 10 hours of questioning. You guys weren't questioning him for 10 hours.
Correct.
And I know it's not the Marriott, but he can sleep on the bench, and he was in fact sleeping on the bench, was he not?
Correct.
And at the end of that statement, because when we finished that sixth piece that we heard today, that was about 7 minutes, I can't remember, 7-something minute mark, right?
Yes.
The rest of the time on there, are you guys questioning any more after that?
No.
For the last couple hours, you're just sitting there waiting to be booked or whatever.
Waiting to be on transport.
Okay. No other questions.
So there's a difference in saying, I shot somebody or I accidentally shot somebody.
Yeah. It's a difference.
So if I'm going to fire my gun out and I'm cleaning it and I walk my mistakes and I think it's unloaded and then boom, and I shoot her. And you come ask me, Mr. Spencer, why'd you do it? How'd that happen? I shot her. I did, right?
Right. I said, how did it happen?
It's an accident. When I would have said, I shot
Brandon, the only one who clearly isn't on the can is me. I picture the rest of you on the can. That's how I get through these streams.
her first.
Would you?
So which one was it? Was it an
Would
accident
you
or was it I
say
shot
her
her?
first? Most people I know, they say what the truth is first when they decide to tell it.
You guys didn't tell him the truth from the start, did you?
You don't
Why
have
should we have to tell them the truth? Out of everybody out there, the only person who knows what happened is him. So he tells us the truth, right?
No other questions.
Thank you, sir. You may step down.
Thank you.
And now we break. We get stretched, and you know it. Not talk about anything we did today. Johnson. If he needs to stand up in the middle of this, it's perfectly fine. You don't have to sit for 4 hours straight and not stretch a bit. I do it, remember? So it's fine. I'll see you guys in a bit. Don't overdo it, and if you need coffee or water, let us know. You all may be seated. Ms. Hughes, I checked on that situation you asked about, and I was assured that there will be security in place in the building tomorrow. The Sheriff's Department is well aware of what we have going on, and they are going to take care of us as they have all week and each and every day. Thank you. It is now 12:33. Let's report back at 1:42. 1:42. See you then. Thank you.
We were promised a half day today, liar. And are we going tomorrow? What communist hellhole is this Tennessee that you talk of? We work on a Saturday. No one instructed me this was going to be a... Marissa, she said she was going to have something else to do at 11:30. Right now, it's 12:30. And she said we're going to end. And now we're going on a Saturday. I'm demanding weekend and overtime pay. Jamie isn't getting out of this. I'm just fluttering my eyelids at you. That's enough. No, it's not. You, Marissa, and Jemima can run tomorrow. Marissa and I are going to the toy store tomorrow. She's busy. You will have to run the stream. Thank you, Brandon. Yeah. Oh, by the way, you have to ship that beagle to Jamie also. Well, I didn't set up an afternoon session because I was told there wouldn't be a test. But doesn't matter. I don't want to have a Friday night in front of the television, enjoy my life. I just want to sit here and bitch and moan and listen to things I can't hear because it makes me happy in my tummy and it makes my stool a little runny. 1:42, that's 2:42. So we're gonna be back at 8:35. That's an hour. You all can have an hour break and go get something to eat, get your electrolytes in, go get some fresh air because this has been absolutely a hellhole as always. She don't care about the chip. She lives so far out in Wisconsin that there's no satellites going over that place anyway. Yes, did she say something about security? She said something about security is informed what we're doing tomorrow, so don't you worry, to the court reporter. Which to me sounds like it's probably that the car is safe in the parking lot or there are people to protect them in the building if they are going. But you all, I need to go and make myself some dinner, and I have a new stream set up. I'm going to send you all over there. Please come back. If you only follow me on YouTube, you most likely won't get the notifications. So follow the Twitch or join the Discord. All of it is free, and the only thing you get out of it is you will get notified whenever I go live. YouTube system doesn't work. Yada yada yada. Blah blah blah. Trying to keep the engagement up. Blah blah blah. Say all the YouTube things everyone hates, but please do it so you can follow me because it's fun when we are more than one. Resale is not allowed. It's not like they are going to show up in her driveway. They are going to show up here. Well, can't you say it ran away? To get it done faster for the jury, potentially, but I know she was talking something about football. I want to get you out of here. I don't know if they're sequestered. I haven't seen it in any of the reports, but if they're working on a Saturday, it could sound like they're sequestered. But I don't know how what it is. Hey, Chloe ran away to Vermont and changed into a 10-pound Pomeranian. So anything is possible. It's also possible that I need more caffeine because, again, I'm running on 5 hours of sleep. I thought we had a half day. Je suis un idiot. But I'm Sue's favorite idiot.